My name is Jenny. I am very sweet person. I just like my stomach.
$27 would have been 27, would have been 27, would have been 27, 26 here. Now 27 would have been 27, would have been 27, would have been 27, 27 would have been 27. On the stock trailer would have been 2,700. All right, we're on lot number 61. Lot number 61. This was just dropped off yesterday. All right, here's the new rubber on there. Ready to go on the board. Probably 3 miles. Probably 3 miles on them tires. Again, Terry, slot number 58. You got the 1963 Ford 4000 tractor.
So I wanted to do a quick video just to show you guys what kind of deals we are able to get at auctions. You've seen our old Ford 3000 tractor. It's pretty beat up right now compared to when we got it, but we got that at auction for $1,500, and our housed brush hog we got at auction brand new for $400. Those are two of our earliest deals at auctions. Since then we've been back to auctions numerous times. We've got a middle buster, which is an implement you put behind the tractor to cultivate, and that was about $50 at auction. You can normally buy those for about $100 from Tractor Supply. We also got our skid steer from auction. Now that skid steer we paid $360 at auction. I've got $150 into it, and I probably have another $300 to $400 to go before it's fully operational. But from what I've seen online, even with that skid steer, we'll have saved about $400 to $500 from buying one operating from somebody else. And because we're making repairs to it, in theory, it should be in better condition. So we actually had, probably more than $500 savings in that skid steer. So I wanted to just quickly take you through some things that we bought at auction yesterday and show you how much money we've possibly saved from going to an auction. And the other great thing about going to auctions is, besides the fact that if you're starting out with a farm or a ranch or a homestead, you can save a considerable amount of money, but you're also recycling and reusing old materials instead of going out and buying new constantly. So I like the idea of recycling old things, especially when you're putting them in an environment where they're going to get beat up anyway. So right here, my hand is sitting on two gates. These are Tartar gates. They're the heavy-duty red gates. They're not so heavy-duty anymore because they've been weathered and rusted a little bit, but they're still very solid gates. I have a 14-footer and a 12-footer. At auction we paid $10 for the 12-foot gate. We paid $25 for the 14-foot gate. Compare those to new prices and you've saved over $100 on each gate. And they are beat up, but we're going to put them out somewhere where we're not going to see them, and they're still functional. They're going to do their job. They're very solid gates, so they're not the lightweight stuff that you buy at Tractor Supply. Now, and on that note, even though some of these gates are older, when we were at auction, if the prices got up to about the price range of an economy gate at Tractor Supply new, I stopped bidding because there's really no benefit to me. Used gates have lost some integrity from when they were new, so it's not like you're getting a super good deal on a $200 gate at $160. But at auctions, you'll find people bidding them up that high just to save a buck from buying new. I don't know, but it's very difficult to not get carried away with auctions and make sure that you're getting a good deal. So right here we have about 90 fence posts. These fence posts are, I would say there's 30 that are in the 3 to 4 inch range, and then the rest are all in the 5 to 6 inch range. Now these posts we paid on average $361 per post. I bought them in 3 separate lots. The first lot I paid $30 for, the second lot I paid $120 for, and the final lot I paid $175 for. But the average for all these posts was $3.61 a post. And even on the most expensive lot, I still paid less than $5 a post. And that was a great deal. These posts go from, the smaller posts are $7.99, and then the larger posts are $9. To pay $361 per post, we saved a considerable amount of money. Yes, they are used. Some of them still have the general timber tickets on them, so some of them are very lightly used, if used at all. That's a very good deal. These are all very solid posts still, so we'll be able to utilize these for our pasture fencing. We would have paid a considerable amount more money for this at the store. I was hoping I could get the posts at auction for about $1.50 a post, but there were too many people that saw the deal in posts, and it turned into a bit of a bidding war. The first set that I bought, I think people were just trying to eliminate bidders, so nobody bid on it, and then went to the next set. I was there to bid on all 3 sets because 90 posts isn't going to get us far on our land. This is an 8-foot ladder, fiberglass, $25, compared brand new, over $100. So it's a little beat up, but for $25 you really can't beat that deal, especially when you're going to use it for working anyway. Who cares if it's beat up? A weed eater gas blower. Now these go for about $120 new. I paid $5. The 150-foot hose, $25. Now both of those are good deals because if I went to the store to buy a hose, I'm going to pay a heck of a lot more than $25 for 150 feet. That hose looks like it's in great shape. This could have been an $80 blower, but either way, $5, you can't get a blower that cheap. And we just wanted a small blower to help blow off the horses and desensitize them. It's still in pretty good shape. It didn't start at auction, but I figured out what the problem was. The gas line is broken, and that's literally like a couple bucks to fix. So I'll get this up and running, and we'll have a blower for literally $5 at auction. Can't beat that. Okay, so what you see here looks like a bunch of junk, I realize, but these were like the bundled junk. Nothing has enough value, so they just kind of bundle it and sell it as a grouping. So these 3 sprinklers went as a group for $5. That sprinkler is brand new. These are, I would say, lightly used. If you have gardens and you need sprinklers, you're gonna pay probably $10, $15, $20 for these at Lowe's. I got 3 of them at auction for $5. The tall sprinkler you see behind me came with this float, which you put on the side of a trough, and as the trough fills, the float goes up and shuts off the water. This is the incoming water, the old pipe. And it came with a hydrant. So we got ourselves a Pro Plumber hydrant, and that grouping was $10. Now this tripod sprinkler goes for $40 at Lowe's, and then we had this float and that hydrant for $10. So that whole grouping right there was $10. I don't know, I could have saved maybe $90 on that. Oh, and this, I don't know what this is, but that came with that grouping as well. So $10. This is a torch, and I paid $5 for the cutting torch. This pile of tools, we've got a brush axe, lots of different digging tools. There's some broken tools in here. There's a broom, a decent broom. There's some shovels that have been somewhat demolished, but I could still use this shovel for mucking things out. And you know, a lot of these yard tools, hoes, and like cultivator rakes, and there's a pipe bender in here. I don't really ever bend pipe, but you know, all of these tools, this ladder, they came in 2 different bundles. One bundle was $5, the other bundle was $5, so it was $10 for all of these random tools. I bid on the bundle with this little ladder in it because it's a lightweight aluminum ladder that I could use regularly, and it was only $5 versus buying one at the store. There's also somewhere in here, there's a leaf rake. The leaf rake and the broom were really the reason why I bid on the other bundle of tools, because for $5 I got a decent broom and a decent leaf rake. The rest of these little tools were just kind of an added bonus, I guess. And I'll be completely honest with you, giving me new tools is kind of pointless anyway, because I have a tendency to destroy tools as I use them. So having some old beat up tools around that I can just kind of hack away at something with really isn't that big of a deal. It's actually kind of a nice thing for me. So I think we scored pretty well paying $10 for all of that. So we also got a filing cabinet and 2 fake trees for $2.50. The fake trees nobody was bidding on, and the filing cabinet was next. I was the only one that bid on the filing cabinet, so the lowest bid was $2.50. And we needed a filing cabinet, so that's why we got it. The fake trees, I'm really not sure what I'm gonna do with. I think that's one of those things where it's like, we don't wanna throw it out, so we're gonna throw it in with the next thing, and you can take it and haul it off. That's how we ended up with those. Overall, I would say we did pretty good at auction. We got a lot of things, a lot of fence posts that we needed very cheaply, inexpensively. You know, our tractors come from an auction, our brush hogs come from an auction. We've been using those since 2014, so 4 years in, less than $2,000 for that setup. Can't beat it. And I'm rough on that tractor and brush hog. In fact, I'll be rebuilding the brush hog in another video here shortly. So if you are interested in finding good deals on used equipment to get yourself started without having to go out and spend oodles of money, I mean, this stuff would cost oodles of money to buy it new. And the reality is, you're out farming, ranching, homesteading, you're putting these things through abuse anyway. It's sometimes it's easier just to start out with buying the cheap stuff, even if you get a little bit of junk in with it, just to be able to save that money initially. And the big thing I would say when you're at auction is to not get carried away with something. And this is an example. There was a wood chipper at the auction that Shauna really wanted. It chipped up to 1 inch in diameter limbs, which is pretty small, but it could have been a great tool just to like chip some things up and use them in our compost pile. So I was fine with getting the chipper. We had set a price target on it, I think of $150, but I think it was probably just a $189 wood chipper. I bid on it. The bid was at $30 and nobody was bidding, and our old neighbor threw in a bid. And from there, we rose the bid from $30 all the way up to $120, and then I stopped bidding when Shauna realized that we were bidding against our neighbor. We're neighbors. We could have shared that chipper for $30. Nobody else was bidding on it. Nobody else was interested in it. So it's kind of just, it's funny that in that case, you know, people just got carried away and kept bidding and bidding and bidding and bidding and bidding. So these posts are another example of a bidding war that happened, and this is how I controlled it. So the bids go up in $10 increments on stuff like this, and they were on that wood chipper I was just telling you about. What I did when I realized that I was in a bidding war with somebody else who really wanted one of the bundles of posts was I asked the auctioneer to go up 5. Now he's going to continue to go up 10 unless nobody else bids. Then he'll take the 5 and go up in $5 increments. We still bid up from that point, but we bid up in $5 increments, and the other bidder gave out. If we were still doing $10 increments, I would have gone over what I wanted to on my posts, because the other bidder was just simply excited about bidding on it and wanting the posts and wasn't really quantifying what we were buying. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to go much higher than we did at an auction on these. When I asked the auctioneer to go up in $5 increments, I was slowing down the bidding process, because auctioneers are moving very quickly when they're talking, and they're trying to get that excitement, to get people to pay more for something. That is one way. If you're in an auction, you find yourself in a bidding war, but you know that you can still afford to pay more, so you still want to bid, to slow the bidding process down, offer a $5 increment to slow down the auctioneer so that you can help keep the price down while that excitement and energy that your opponent is feeling is still being exerted. Hopefully you found some of these deals as good as I did, and you consider going to an auction, recycling the old, and saving some money while you're at it.